Hi, this is Jejin. Yeah. So today's video is actually part two of the previous video, well, which happened to be the first video of this series. But so I had two main points I wanted to talk about the Dr. Gabber's video. But after I covered the first point, I felt that the video was getting too long, so I decided to make a second video for that one. So I'm gonna put the same video, the Dr. Galver's video link in the description, so you guys can reference that video. Okay, and also, excuse me, the the first point that I was talking about. If you haven't watched that video, the first point that I was talking about was self-suppression and self-regulation. So I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to put my thoughts around how why does self-regulation is important for kids to have, and how to help and encourage kids to get out of this frustrated emotional state with the self-regulation. So I thought that was kind of the interesting video, and then I got some good feedback around that video. So if you haven't watched the video, I recommend to watch that video, and I'll also put the link for the first video in the description as well for the reference. Okay. So, yeah, like I mentioned, the first point was self-suppression versus self-regulation on kids, and then the importance of self-regulation. This second point I want to talk about his Dr. Garber's video is parenting as a role versus relationship. Yeah. So at the very beginning of the video, he just mentioned, parenting is not a role, is the relationship. So that's quite a statement, and if I think about it, I don't 100% agree with that statement, right? So I think there is some role that parents are playing, and then there is also the relationship in that role. I think, but I I think I think I understand what he meant by that. So in this video, I'm just gonna go ahead and explain that to you. So the role versus relationship in parenting, if you just take the literal sense, right? So let's say that if you just Google role versus relationship, you get this result. The difference between role and relationship is that the role is a character or part played by a performer or actor, while relationship is a connection or association, the condition of being related. So, in a literal sense, and then kind of apply to the parenting, I kind of come up with this idea. Maybe this one kind of helps. So, if you consider parenting as a role, 100%, right? Then what will come down to is, so when you see the parents and children, right? And when you think the parent role as a parent, right? Parenting as a role, then if you replace the parents, there will not be much of difference in terms of parenting, right? Because since it's a role and it is replaceable, so in the relationship of parents and children, and if you consider parenting as a role, there will not be a much of change if you replace the children with other, or if you replace the parents. Uh, there's not much of a difference in terms of parenting, I guess. But if you think about the parenting as a relationship, there will be a huge difference, or very catastrophic difference, if you replace the parents, right? Because the main concern is, so role may be main sort of an aspect of role being you act, and then that influence the others. But if you think the relationship as a parenting as a relationship, then the connection and association between two parties, parents and children, are very important, right? The condition of being related is broken. So if you replace the parents, it has a huge impact on parenting. So I think what I understood that part is, I think completely not role, but we need to overlook. We should not overlook, or it is much important to think parenting as a relationship than role. That's what I understood. Right. So, and then okay, so and then let's think about the examples, right? So, I came up with this kind of example. Yeah. So when you think of parenting as a role, uh, something that comes in your mind is, I guess, this example. Like me as a parent, I cook for you. I bring food on the table, put the roof over your head. Uh, I take the kids to the soccer game. I'm taking kids, my family to the vacation. So, you, you know, maybe you take the parenting as a role, then your contribution to the family is a parenting, right? The fact that you cook for them, the fact that you bring food on the table, and mostly, right, the rules that you define, and then you discipline them, and this is the role that you play is has an influence, right? So that might be an example for the parents, the parenting as a role. If you think the parenting as a relationship, the same sort of example become very personal, right? So I cook for you is it's not the fact that you cook for them. It's more of a relationship, right? So we enjoy the meal time. I cook with you, and you talking to me. My kids like to bring some, from dishes, from ingredients to me when I'm cooking. So that relationship, that kind of build the relationship that we build through the cooking or eating with them, right? So I think it gets much personal, and then it actually promotes the relationship better, right? So roof over your head from kids' head, where you're providing a place that they can stay. It doesn't have to be like fancy nice house. You know, it could be a small house, but you have a memory, you have a fun sort of experience with your children. That becomes a relationship. The garage, that small garage that fix the bike, or the good memory, and then good experience, it's good relationship with the children, right? You thinking about how I can align the rooms so that my kids can study better, or they can play better, or those kind of things. So that becomes a relationship, right? And you take him to the soccer game, and you you enjoy your kids learning the sportsmanship, teamwork, and get exercise, and you appreciate how your kids compete, and then you cheer for them, and when they lose, you comfort them. So you build a relationship around the soccer game, right? So besides the fact that there is a fact that bring register your kids to the soccer game, and the intention of them to have that, but the enjoying the moment, and then share the relationship with your kid for through the soccer game. I think that's the difference, right? Vacation as well, right? So you have taking kids to vacation, or showing them to the new place is not building a relationship, right? So even if you were going out to the park and having a good time with their a good time with your children, that is a relationship. Parenting as a relationship, I think. And then I think that's the point that Dr. Gabor is mentioning. And then there's an interviewer actually mentioned about he couldn't stand on the vacation time with their children, and he just flew back home from the vacation place. So that's the danger of it, right? So can you be with them, and build a relationship, and you find the comfort in there? I think that's the point he wanted to sort of bring up. Yes. And then and then I think is and then another point I was thinking about is understanding there's a personal understanding of your own child, right? So yes, there is a role, um, but you need to understand your children, like what they like, what they don't like, when this situation, how they react, and those relationship and trust building. I think that's the very important part of the parenting. And if you just focus on what you do as a father or mother, and just if you just ends there, that may not be the true parenting, right? And then what you get end up getting is you get frustrated by feeling by the feeling of your children not appreciating you. You're doing all this for them, but they're not enjoying it. They're not enjoying it with you. Even if you're doing all these things, and if the kids don't enjoy and then share the same thing, share the joy with you, and that may not be the right parenting, I think. So that's the point that I'm getting it from his video. And one thing that I wanted to say is the last portion of the sentence I think he mentioned. I will read that. The power of parenting comes from the desire of the child to belong to you, right? So that's quite powerful message that he provided. I think it describes the whole sort of a discussion of the parenting as a role versus relationship, and that you cannot get that from the role. I think it's a relationship that enables to get to the power of the parenting, and also it's not biological relationship with children. It's the relationship, um, whether it's your step parents or the biological parents. It's the relationship that you build that actually provide a powerful parenting, as successful parenting for you. Yeah. So that's it for my video. Hope you enjoyed this video and have a nice day. Bye.